a load of buttons.
And now 2 buttons. There you go.
Right, I think we're live.
Can you hear us? That's the first question ever.
Now, the comments are not moving, so something's wrong there. I think I've got to click on something else.
No, you're live.
But I see lots of comments on my phone, which I'm not seeing on there.
Get your phone up and see if you've got the live on the.
This is classic for us, isn't it?
Well, it says it's end broadcast. There's a button there.
It says live on there.
Well, it says it's end broadcast. There you go. It's live.
Right, but look, I'm seeing all these comments and we're not seeing any of the comments.
Why aren't we seeing any comments? Okay.
This is so us, isn't it? Try.
Classic. No.
Yeah, the comments are just. If maybe
comments are just frozen. That's
just type something in my.
I'll have to get my phone and then I can see what the comments are.
Let's go into settings.
Sorry, chaps. Bear with us a moment. No. General.
Where's general? Oh, there's general.
The top. No. I'll get my phone and I can read the comments off my phone, maybe.
Oh, that's going to be awkward, though, isn't it? I like to see them on the screen.
Why aren't the comments moving? The comments should be...
Private chat, there's nothing.
No. Brand.
Banners. Comments. Shall I...
Try posting something else.
Well, that's what I said. You're nearer the keyboard than me.
Okay. Hi.
Okay.
No.
Why can we only see our comments?
Okay, let's try something else. Sorry, guys. My comments are not
I'm
working.
seeing all these comments on here. Hello, everybody.
You'll have to read from your phone, sorry.
Well,
it should be on here.
It says having an issue there at the bottom. Yes, I'd say so. The comments are going to be on YouTube, I suppose.
No, this should appear here.
Normally
if I put YouTube on.
What if you hit the plus sign? What does that do?
Hang on. Let me try putting my YouTube on.
Yeah, and then we can read the comments.
I'll have to mute it because otherwise we'll get feedback.
Exactly.
I know. Fiona's live.
Yeah, and then we can read the comments.
Hit the mute. There we go. And it should load the comments on here. And we can watch it here.
I'm not seeing comments on this either.
It will. It'll come up. It's a bit of a delay.
Is there?
Just say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. That's really weird because now we're on delay because we're watching ourselves on YouTube.
Well, we can...
Something's definitely wrong on this.
It's never done this before.
No. What if we end it and try starting it again?
No, it's too much.
What's the edit thing at the top?
The chat's appeared now, look.
Right. Okay. We'll just have to watch ourselves on a very delayed reason.
There's your
There's
chat.
us in the past.
There's your chat, look, and there we are.
Right. Yes, that makes it a lot easier. Well done, Graham. And you've come up with something.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Michelle, Pauline, Karen, Minway.
I know Ria's here.
Everybody.
Sandra,
yeah, we've got you all there now. But we've got no sound.
Right.
Have you got any sound?
Oh, have they got no sound?
They've got sound, but I can't hear any feedback from sound.
Can everybody hear us?
Can everybody hear us? Why is there no sound? Oh, God.
It's because you're watching it on my channel and you've muted it. You need to watch it on, close that YouTube.
How would I mute it on your channel?
Now, look, Graham.
Where?
I have the mouse on the actual YouTube itself because you're on my channel. And you've muted it, so the mouse on the actual YouTube itself because you're on my channel, and you've muted it, so the mouse. Right. So what we need to do YouTube itself because is close that and then open another window, but your channel.
On my channel.
Oh, that means you can't use this browser.
No.
Because I'm logged in on this one. You're logged in on a different browser.
Leave it with me.
I use my phone while we're waiting, everybody.
I'm not a techie, everybody. I do apologise for being
every time
stupid.
Every time with us, we need the Laurel and Hardy music as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Just for a final touch. Right. Yes. Hello, everybody. I will start. Laurel and Hardy music as well, don't we?
Yeah. But why is it muted on
Right. Can you all hear us now? You should be able to. Oh, why did you close that? I wanted to see the comments.
To get the sound up on this one. We're...
Everybody can hear us.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything.
But the sound should be there, and it's not. Where's the sound?
But the people can hear us.
Okay. All right.
So if you can open your other browser so I can see their comments on the screen.
Okay.
Old people and technology. I used to be like that. My parents and grandparents, I could fix everything for them.
Give it a couple of moments.
Yeah, right. Yes, they can all hear us. Excellent.
Sorry, everybody. Slow start.
We got there eventually. Only took us 5 minutes. That's not bad for us. Hello, everybody. What are you guys all up to tonight? Old people tech.
They could hear us from the beginning. Yeah, but we couldn't hear it.
Well, we can hear ourselves in reality.
You can hear our delayed.
Right, we've got in the house Teresa Bennett, Tabitha, Marcia, Champagne Property, Sandra B, Dr. Jane West, Joe Parker, Babette, Rosanna, Rain63, Carol, Tony, David Murphy, Mrs. Tabs, Morgan Luffy, Dancing Edited, I think, Imogen, Sharon, Jules, Sarah, Tina, Connie, Butte Flower, Min Wade, Sarah Lloyd, Elaine Welsh, Annie Mars. Oh, so many. Callie. So what's it? Right. Oh, good grief! I'm right at the top of the comments there, and there's like a waterfall.
I've got them here
there's
in the background. Like I've got all the comments coming up there now.
Right. Okay.
And we're live on this one, so there's a few screens going down.
Did you know that Doria has been photographed with the Kardashian mother?
No.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the latest thing. I haven't had a chance to watch Duchess of Narsussex's video today, but I think she covered it, and Sue Smith. I was listening to Sue Smith.
She did 3 today, didn't she?
Yeah, I don't think she mentioned it. I don't know if she mentioned it on her video or not, but I was watching her on a live with Paula M, and she was, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing of that either.
Did Carl Larson get back to you?
Not yet, no. No word from Carl Larson. I have sent him the link and invited him to come on a live. As a lot of you have said in the comments, the channel's probably too small. It's of no benefit, of no interest, I suppose. But time will tell. I've no idea. I've got a slightly achy arm from all that painting and writing and sewing.
She's been quilling. It's been quilling. Quilling. And then I had an ice cream and a lot of water dribbled over it and made it all go weird.
Yeah.
So she's got to do the first page again.
Thank goodness it's only the first page I've got to do again.
Well, you should have put it somewhere safe if it was important.
I did, but it's a boat and it lists rocks. And I didn't know he'd spilled his tea all over the place.
Didn't spill my tea. It was condensation from the ice cream running off the pot and running down the table. Made you.
It was tea.
Ink blot. Who remembers fountain pens? What were they thinking making us write with those stupid fountain pens?
I think you should try it. It's actually really, really good fountain pen. It's really good.
I used to just squirt the ink all over the page and then go, Miss, look what happened to me work.
That's
and
naughty.
she'd go, it starts again.
That's very
You just get out of doing, you just write with a biro. What's wrong with a biro? You can read it, can't you? Oh, we've moved away from writing with feathers. Come on. Technology. I mean, look, imagine trying to write a letter with a feather now, and we're on the internet. We're going live with Starlink and satellites, and you want to write with a feather.
I just thought it would be
write to the Prince of Wales with a feather.
Well,
I'm not trying to undermine your artistic skills, though.
No, but I'm thinking of copywriting it. So if Prince William gets cheeky and starts selling it to the Daily Mail, I'm going to use Markle versus Markle as a precedent. So watch yourself, William. Just watch yourself. Don't be sharing letters. Letters from me. Avid gardener. Oh my God. Whatever next.
I'm too busy, Fiona, being a billionaire to worry about what you're writing with your fella.
Oh, he's always ringing me up, Prince William. I've had to block him several times. I don't know how he keeps finding out my new number.
Got as many men working for him, hasn't
So
he?
yeah, Doria's been photographed with what's she called? Is she called Kris Jenner, mother? I think so. But she was at that Portia de la Rossi birthday wedding, I don't know, weird thing with
Did she
Ellen.
get a slice of cake or something?
I don't know. I think it was her in the picture. I don't think it was Kim. I think it was the mother. And she had this look on her face like, I really don't want to be here. How long is this going to take?
Cartier.
I mean, why is Doria being photographed doing anything?
Megan's mirror, Cartier.
Why?
Oh, quick word from my sponsors at Cartier.
Doria is. I mean, do you ever see Carol Middleton doing anything like that?
No, she's getting millions, or she's going back on the internet.
No, actually, Carol, I love Carol Middleton. I'd love to see more
Meg's
of
going back on the internet, according to the Daily Mail. I read something today. She's going to get millions.
Oh, you mean Megan? Oh,
millions for blogging again on the internet. Hello, I'm Megan. Oh, there's a million.
I can't think of anything more tedious than her on Instagram. Actually, I will have a look. I mean, because she wears such strange things. Mind you, I probably won't have to because the newspapers will regurgitate it, or will all the pictures on it be her copyright, and she'll sue them if they dare use any of her pictures, which will defeat the object of her desire for fame, because everyone will end up too shit scared to print anything, and she's not that interesting, and they'll just think, nah.
She's not interesting at all.
No. Well, her behaviour's quite interesting to study. Her unusual decision-making process is interesting. Fame, fortune, jewels, castles, royalty, and
there's only so far. There's only so far you can go. I mean, people do sort of sponsor people to. I mean, you look at the presidents of America. They all have a library, don't they, when they die?
Yeah.
And there's Nixon. Nixon's there like this with his Rolex watch, which is fair enough. I mean, Rolex will have given him that watch for free just to have your picture so you can miss the president with a Rolex, because it's good to have that association with the product. So they get some rich Arab sheikhs out there. I want a new watch. My watch is broken.
All right.
I'll get a Rolex because Nixon's got one. Yeah, that's it's the same with the Rolls Royce, the Queen's Rolls Royce. Remember the Queen's? The one with the goldfish bowl on the back. Phil used to drive around in it all the time. Look at us. That was free Rolls Royce. Absolutely free. Rolls Royce used to give her that car, service it, put petrol in it a lot, just so the Queen of England could ride around. And it was good. It was good for the image because it was a British car. Best of British.
Yeah.
And they were quite happy to have that arrangement. She didn't get out and go, oh, I've got a free Rolls Royce. Thought everyone had a free Rolls Royce. Oh, is it just me? I mean, that would be in really bad taste. I mean, nobody does that. But I mean, unless your name's Megan. Anyway.
I'm actually sending Jodie the link. She's going to have a look.
Oh, is Jodie coming on? You coming on, Jodie?
No, she's going to see if she can fix the comment thing.
Oh. I thought we've got. I don't know what's wrong with it. I've got comments coming up here
on the YouTube.
Nothing since 9:01, and there's no comments appearing on this broadcast at all.
Except ours.
It's on the other screen.
It's almost like it's set for I don't know, for us only. So we've got Tabitha, Mary Lee, and Dr. Jane West.
They were hours ago. They were comments that were made hours ago. It's all coming up on the other screen.
Doria does. She wants someone to look straight at her. Bank the cash. Good luck, Mamma Mia. Yeah. Well, I mean, who would a Kardashian want to be photographed with Doria if Meghan had never married Harry? Would the Kardashian have known who Doria was? Is Doria being photographed with a Kardashian because of her actual achievements? Is she a famous singer, actress? Does she have some talent of her own where she's achieved in her own life? Someone answer that question. Or is it literally just nepotism? It's just who you know, not whether you've got any talent or not. Isn't it? I know she's been very quiet and quite dignified all along, so I was quite shocked that she decided to do that.
I don't know.
I thought she'd done quite well, actually.
Thing is, though, I mean, if you're walking down the road and you meet someone who's famous, you might go, "Oh, where's my phone? I'll have a selfie." Have a selfie. I would, you know, if it was someone.
Oh, I know you would.
I like
mortifying sometimes, Graham.
Billy Piper, you know, if I bumped into Billy Piper in the ice, I'd go, "Billy, go! Can I have a selfie? Can I have a selfie?"
Believe me, guys.
I'd do it.
While I cringe in the corner.
But if you had someone weird, you know, who was like head of the, I don't know, the United Nations or something like that, you think, who are you?
Well, yeah, I don't know who any of them are. Oh, I don't know. Kofi Annan, I knew who he was. I'd have asked him for a selfie. He was kind of cool.
You?
Yeah. They gave him a car in the end, didn't they, when he retired? And the registration was 007 or something like that. I think he was United Nations, Kofi Annan, wasn't he?
His name rings a bell.
Mind you, that was when we were living in Portugal and we only had CNN. That was the only channel I could get in English. I went half out of my mind. I really enjoyed Larry King.
He was good.
He gave me a bit of light relief. And Richard, was it Richard Quinn? Richard Quill?
Richard
Finance.
Richard Quest. He was funny.
Good God, you're definitely everybody.
No, that's what he's like. He comes on, he's like, I'm Richard Quest. You know, I'm pissing myself laughing the first time I saw him. I thought, get on this guy.
Yeah, he's quite entertaining.
Get on this guy. He's really, really funny, Richard Quest.
That Nancy Grace used to get on my nerves. That was
that was that.
Larry King. But then the rest of the day,
Elizabeth Smart. She was covering Elizabeth Smart at the time. Yeah.
And then I had Christiana Nampur or something. She was one of the journalists. She was all right. But most of the day, it was just on a loop. And I really began to notice what kind of propaganda. That was sort of the first news channel. I thought, what is this shit? They're just pumping propaganda. What they're saying is not true. It's not true. So I was not only going out of my mind in a caravan, that was the only channel in English.
With a baby.
Oh, yeah, with a baby.
Lost the baby again. We've got nothing better to do.
It was either that or we had two videos, didn't we, first? Little Sammy. We had A Bug's Life and Monsters, Inc., which we just watched repeatedly.
No, it was...
yeah, it was.
The
Chicken Run.
The Chicken one.
Yeah, I know that film off by heart, word for word.
She loved it. When it finished, she wanted to watch it again.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah, there was only CNN, wasn't there? And it really does drive you mad. You start to go crazy, get angry about everything. It's not healthy at all. And then afterwards, I realised a lot of news channels lie. And they tell their own lies about their own propaganda of the direction. Because Al Jazeera came along, and at first I thought, oh, this is really good. They were even worse. They were saying all manner of stuff that just wasn't, well, in my opinion, wasn't correct at all. Anyway, there you go. Learn something new every day. So I love Samantha and Thomas Jr., but Sam, the live.
You've got Jodie in the green room.
Hi, Jodie. Jodie's just having a look around to see if she can fix why the comments.
Oh, she doesn't want to come on.
No, she's a mod. She's trying to fix it at the moment. Haz is hanging out on the street next to the bins, getting packed from the palace to the bins. Is he, or is that a joke? Is he in the newspaper being packed by bins? Let's have a look. I haven't even looked up old Windsor lately. Let's see what Windsor's up to. Well, you've gone quiet.
I don't know why you bother. I mean, he's of no interest to me at all. You know, I think, the millionaire. Oh, look at me, I'm a millionaire. I mean, if me and Fiona were looking for a new house, we wouldn't look for a 18-bedroom mansion. Why would we need I mean, even if we had the money, let's suppose we were like multi-millionaires. because we're related to the king and he's just given us loads of money for nothing. Oh, well, I know. Let's buy an 18-bedroom mansion. Why? I just wouldn't. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm trying to add Jodie. She says, go into settings. And then I go into...
I can't even see settings anymore. You've covered it up.
Well, this is settings. I've just looked.
Is it? Oh, okay. Go into where?
She says, go into settings and add me as your team member. Can't see an option for that. Can you?
No.
What's this new thing?
Touch up my appearance.
What? Oh, no, we don't want
Don't
that.
touch me up.
I've got no. All I've got is camera, audio, virtual background, recording.
Let me have a look.
Hotkeys, layout, and guests. I've got guests. Guests
can stream their own.
Band guests. There are no
play
band
sound
guests.
when guests enter. Guests must
Play sound when guests enter.
No band guests in the green room.
Just don't seem to have that in the settings, Josie, at all.
It's got to be.
Well, we'll muscle on with the YouTube comments because I can't.
Come on, you can read your
Do
comments.
you think
there.
Harry had a little fling with the brunette lady on his trip recently? She was staring at him. Oh, yeah, I saw that lady. She was very attractive.
Did you?
Yeah, there was a woman staring at, kind of looking up at him, like Meghan used to once upon a time. I'll put it this way: if I was Meghan, I wouldn't have felt very comfortable seeing that. Would any of you ladies or gentlemen out there feel comfortable seeing your partner away and then you see a photograph like that in the press?
Someone giving him the eyes.
Yeah, definitely. I expect he does that all the time anyway. Harry was papped after a session at the gym in town. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's not very interesting, is it? Graham, I cannot listen to you without thinking of Jimmy Corkill from Brookside.
Jimmy! Hey, don't knock Jimmy. He was smart.
Try comments again because maybe it refreshes it. Nah.
I could hit the refresh button. Oh, no, reload the site. No,
I don't think that's a good idea. That will end the live, won't it?
Yeah. We have to stick with it. Stick with it. It's working. Stick with it.
In Maui, they shut the water off. People are not getting help. They need is very suspicious. Oh dear, that doesn't sound good.
Here, India's landed on the moon.
Jimmy Corkill, yeah.
Jimmy Corkill. I remember Brookside. That was.
It was good, Brookside. I used to watch it. I used to watch all the soaps, all of them. A person can only shit so much. Requirement for 16 toilets. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people who said they probably don't live in that house, do they?
Yeah, but why would you buy? Why would a couple, allegedly with 2 children, buy an 18-bedroom house?
16.
16.
I think was it 14?
I mean,
and
how
16 lose.
Come on, I mean, you and me. I mean, the kids have sort of departed now, but I mean, if we were going to buy another house, why on earth would we buy a house that was bigger than what we needed?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all right, you could buy. I mean, you could buy a 4-bedroom house. That would be the maximum, because maybe you could have a few guests come and stay with you.
Maybe it's for all the servants to live. All Meghan's servants.
Why would you buy an 18-bedroom? You just oh, Daddy's fabulously rich and he's given me all this money to just spunk away. So I thought, fuck it, I'll buy an 18-bedroom mansion. What? Hasn't everyone got a Range Rover? Where's your Range Rover?
I'm certain they don't live there because they'd be fools, wouldn't they? It was really
you just wouldn't spunk away that much money, would you? If you had a brain on your shoulders, you just think, well, I'll get what I need. This will do me. This will do us. This is great. This is fine. We like this.
But you're not listening. I don't think it is theirs.
Well, I've heard that argument. I've heard someone say that they didn't buy it at all and it's not theirs and they're renting it or whatever.
Well, what would you and I do? Would we pick out a house and say that's where we live? Or would we tell them where we really live?
Yeah, all the pap have to do is follow you on a scooter and they find out where you're staying, won't they?
Maybe not.
It's not that hard.
Well, it depends if Meghan wants to leak it or not. She might not want to leak that kind of information.
Who cares? I mean, what they talk about at night. Hello, Meghan. What should we do tonight? Let's roast the chicken.
I don't think they live together, actually. I think they're in different places.
Don't fancy chicken tonight.
Well, one of them wants to be really private and wants a normal life, and the other one wants to be really famous and doesn't want a normal life. That's a bit of a rift, isn't it, from the start?
Yeah.
And one of them gets really angry that all their private business keeps getting leaked. And as he's run out of people to accuse, and there's just him and her, he's probably figured out by now, like a couple of years after the rest of us, that she's most likely the leak.
No, he won't figure that out.
I think he might have done.
I don't think so.
Notice, actually, right, getting back to my Ben Fogle, because I love Ben Fogle.
Ben Fogle.
I looked him up, and he was friends with Prince William, and I saw that him and William started to have a little bit of a falling out in around about 2016, apparently, over leaks. Now, I'm wondering if Harry and Meghan were going out together, weren't they, in 2016? So were perhaps poor old Ben Fogle, it's just a possibility, fell foul of William, because William thought, well, it must have been Ben who leaked whatever it was that was leaked. Perhaps Ben was innocent after all, and the leak came from somewhere else. And I mean, how many friends have been dusted to try and narrow down the leak? They may have lost a lot of very good friends. What are you looking at?
The cat.
Oh, yes. She wants to claw your balls.
She's staring at me now.
Stop
That was last
staring
night.
at him.
Not again.
She's staring at you with that evil expression. Kitty, come and say hello.
I'm celebrating tonight. I'm on the Guinness again.
Shh, don't scratch me. Shh. Look at the camera. Puss.
She'll scratch you. Don't
She
trust her.
won't. She won't. I've got a firm grip. Pull you. Oh, she did catch
Trust
my
me. Right. Where
No,
are
not
we?
getting any
Who's here
biscuits.
now? Anyone new? Anyone new?
Oh, loads.
Loads.
Right, let me get a load of the comments.
Let me see how many people we've got here.
Show us the cat.
628 watching. Wow, that's cool.
The cat likes her.
Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's good for Fiona's algorithm, apparently.
I've got cat fur all over my face now.
Oh,
where have we gone?
I'm on the wrong screen. There we are. I can't believe that screen just died on us. The StreamYard. That's ridiculous.
But I hope it's not lagging again.
But if you want to invite someone on, they probably won't be able to hear them, will we? Because there's no sound.
I have no idea.
And there should be sound. It says mute microphone. I don't know.
I think Haz should move to Africa or another place outside the UK. Oh, what's Africa done? What's Africa done to deserve that? Which country in the great
There's no way
continent?
Meghan wants to move to Africa.
Well, I think that's the point. I don't think they're together anymore.
I think Harry would be quite happy to go live in a mud hut in Botswana, but I can't see.
I think Harry would be quite happy to go and live in the
Meghan.
country in the UK, and just have a nice local pub at the end of the road. I think he'd be probably quite happy with that.
With the back field. Boys will be boys, I suppose. Yeah.
It's really rude he put that in a book.
I know. And he never even went back to say thanks, did he? Nothing. That's shocking. I didn't see him since. He just got up, pulled his trousers up and left. Haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
It says digger driver.
Not very gentlemanly, is
Yeah.
it?
That's how a prince should act, is it?
What would his mother say?
His mother would be livid.
What would his grandmother say?
Ugh. I need a Guinness, darling.
Coming right up.
I can squeeze past and get it
No,
myself.
no.
I don't want to sound like I say, woman, give me another Guinness. No, I'm not like that. No.
I'm nearer.
She is nearer. Right, who's on? Jenna. Looking well. Yeah, I feel better. Actually, it's been a dark week, but let's not talk about that. Harry's mental. Yeah, he's not all there. yeah, for sure. From Vienna. Ruth from Vienna. Brisbane, Australia, 5 a.m. here.
Oh,
Get
Australia,
in.
fantastic.
Brisbane, yeah.
I saw Princess Carol's here as well earlier in the comments. Loads of people.
Princess of Archetypes. Keep it real, North Korea.
Wouldn't it be great if Trevor visited them? What, in Africa? Or in
Not heard from Trevor.
I mean,
for a
this
few
tour
days,
thing, this tour that the Carl Larson guy was suggesting doing. The thing is, people could visit all those places anyway. You don't need a tour guide. So I'm really glad that he said he's going to do a book instead. If it's full of pictures, I'll buy it. That's
You won't
my kind
get
of book,
you won't
actually.
get £5 a piece for a book, though. I mean, you can get £5 for taking.
I'm not sure.
A few people in an SUV.
I'm not sure.
And go, look, this is Megan's house. That's it. She drinks over here. Look. And oh yeah, sometimes she goes shopping. I'll take you where she goes shopping. But don't forget Los Angeles. I mean, I've been told. I've never been to Los Angeles. Okay, I've never been to the United States of America, but I have been told by people who have, and please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, that it's a really, really sort of cutthroat sort of place to live. And it's really expensive. I mean, if you wanted to buy property in Los Angeles, even, let's just say not very nice houses, I wasn't going to use the term ghetto, but sort of really sort of downtrodden houses. I mean, they cost an absolute fortune. So I think if you live there, you've really got to be on the ball and you've got to be on the make all the time, haven't you? You've got to think of plans to sort of make money because the cost of living is so high. That, you know, if you see an angle, you know, you can take pictures of some woman who's married some prince and they've come and live. I mean, I'd be camping out. If I thought, well, I'm going to make money doing this, I'd be there. I'd be there with the camera going.
Would you?
Yeah, probably.
What, with those two?
With anyone that could make me money. If you're living in that sort of environment, you need to make money. Otherwise, you're going to be sleeping in a tent on the sidewalk, aren't you?
I'd rather move to the countryside.
Well, I
would.
Look at us. We're not living in London, and I'm talking hypothetically. I'm trying to put myself. I've never been to LA. I might have it all wrong. It might be completely different, but from what I've heard, it's a really, really expensive place to live, and you really have to be cutthroat, ruthless, and you have to be switched on towards making money. Otherwise, you're just going to disappear. Game changer.
I think that might be the case with anywhere. We've had the cat since 2016. And
Glinda's on. Glinda the Good.
Hello, Glinda. And actually, I mean, I don't really understand why
Princess Carol.
The West Coast and East Coast of America is so much more densely populated and so much more popular. I think if I was going to move to the States, I'd live in the middle somewhere.
Texas has always appealed to me.
Yeah, we know, because of the guns.
Not just because of that, but that's a major plus, yeah.
But I mean, I think I'd do my research on the different states and see what the countryside's like and stuff. And I think I'd be like Elon Musk. I'd go for somewhere in the middle. It's a huge
I want to live
country.
somewhere where there's not a lot of pressure. You know, people just generally sort of pass by and
it's the same in the UK. Birmingham, wonderful place, absolutely gorgeous.
Cities, inner cities drive you mad. They do.
I'm talking about the Midlands as an area.
Oh, I see.
So you got the city, but the places around the outskirts are absolutely gorgeous. Shakespeare country, just gorgeous. And the wages are high and property is really, really reasonable. So, I mean, if I went back to the UK, I'd probably try and go somewhere like, I don't know, Tamworth or one of the outskirts areas. And it's very green and they tend to have double garages in the driveway. Have you ever noticed that when you drive around the outskirts of Birmingham? And you're looking thinking, these guys look like millionaires, but they're not. It's because it's so much more reasonable, because it's a lower demand area. Whereas Brighton, where I come from, you'd be lucky to get a bed sit. You couldn't even park your bicycle.
It's
or
always
electric
the way,
scooter.
the most densely populated places that people want. Anything that's in demand, the price goes right up.
But these days with internet and
it's not
Starlink,
really,
people can work
really
from home and do other things.
Oh God, I don't need
wonderful
the pressure.
people in the Midlands. Yes, Anne Barrett, they're hilarious. My best friend of 11 years was a Brummie. He was from Sutton Coldfield. I'm assured the posh bit.
When I joined the army, we went to Sutton Coldfield.
Hello, London. Did I hear anything from Carl? No. Only the one time he replied, which I told you about in the video this morning.
He hasn't replied yet.
But no, I haven't seen any replies since, subsequently.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Spain. You look at Spain. Spain's massive country. But there's areas of densely populated areas. around the outside, and there's obviously Madrid in the middle, but the rest of it's empty. There's nobody there. I mean, you can go there, and there's just nobody.
And you can
there.
buy fantastic property in the countryside here in Spain.
So cheap. But if you've got an online job, Starlink has just opened up. It's brilliant. We've got Starlink on the boat. Fantastic, because you can now get a really cheap house somewhere where you want to be. It's nice and quiet. And you can work online. But before, you couldn't do that. You had to go to where the hub was, where all the activity was to get and pay the premium prices for everything. But that's all coming to an end. You watch, we can afford to spread out. I think civilization, as it's coming now, we can afford to spread out in the future because of the internet.
We stuck it out down here so the kids would have a social life because the rock is there. And a lot of their friends are either in Sotogrande or Gibraltar. They're sort of that area. But I saw a fabulous 6-bedroom house in the middle of nowhere, tennis court, big driveway, huge olive grove, swimming pool, the whole lot, €40,000.
Middle of nowhere.
It was up near Alicante.
Yeah.
I'm going back about 6 years.
It's true. You can buy vast tracts of land in the middle of nowhere for nothing.
But this was like a movie star's home. It was just absolutely lovely, really lovely.
But if you had the money and you had it from elsewhere, that would be the place to go.
But I mean, the kids were still really quite young then. They were like 12, 13, 14. And
they want friends.
They want a social life, don't they? On reflection, I mean, they did a lot of gaming on there. They made big friends on playing gaming. And they still keep in touch with them, and they've met up with them all across Europe. Friends for life on things like GTA and Fortnite, that game. And my daughter loves Minecraft.
Ben invited guys back from...
yes.
What was that place?
Well, he's got a friend.
Luxembourg.
The guy from Luxembourg came down with his parents, who are absolutely spectacular people. He was in the army, I think. And I think she was as well. They had a security company. And they drove down with him and his friend, and he stayed for about a week with Ben. And we were all laughing about when they were younger, and all the parents had been saying, don't trust anyone on the internet. They're probably all serial killers. So we were laughing about that.
There probably are some serial killers out on the internet, so, you know.
And he's got a friend. He's got a friend in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Oh, and his friend, don't say the kid's name, but his friend in Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the one I mean. He still has not got a motorbike licence, and apparently he just had a crash and he's damaged himself all down one side of the body. His poor mother. And father, actually. I don't know if his father's still around this area. Forest fires in Maui. No, they don't have melt aluminium. Bettering up with a large home, pool, bedrooms, all taken for granted. Better to live in a smaller home. Yeah, I you know what, Ginger? I watch those shows, tiny homes. Aren't they fascinating?
Some of them are too small, though. I mean, even for me.
But I like to see the design, the ideas for space saving, because we've lived in caravans and boats.
Yeah.
Storage in a caravan and a boat is much better than in a house, isn't it? With a house, you've got to think about buying storage. On a boat and a caravan, there's a place for everything, and everything should, in theory, live in its place.
Excuse me. Yeah, but you got to think in terms of
got
to think in terms of stuff going damp and rusting and stuff like that, because you can put a lot of power tools in a cupboard. You think that's great.
Yeah.
Come to use them 6 months later, they're all red with rust. You think, no, it's not a good place to store. So there are issues, but I love caravans. Caravans, fantastic. I'd quite happily live in a caravan forever. I'm just biking.
I like boats.
A boat is just a bigger caravan, isn't it?
Depends on the boat.
Really.
We had a big caravan, didn't we? The superstar, premium, princess, first grade, whatever it was called. That was a big one.
I liked it. It was great.
But I like the boat. The boat is much bigger. And you can stand up without having to stoop.
Yeah, but this boat's too big for us now. The kids have left.
Speak for yourself, mate. I'm thinking of getting a load of servants, and I might even convert Benji's cabin into a walk-in wardrobe.
Oh, okay. You've got to have clothes, though, for a walk-in wardrobe.
Well, I'll probably buy some clothes.
I'll pick some for you.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I've got better taste than
that. No, you haven't, Graham. No, you haven't.
Yeah.
He's got a fetish.
Not wrong with
which I don't appreciate, actually. When we were really skint and we just bought this boat, I'd saved up like £10 a week. I can't remember what it was I was saving up for, but I was saving up for something specific. And I left the money in the bedroom, and Graham, we came out on holiday, and he took the money down casemate. He bought the most revolting brown felt skirt I've ever seen, an A-line one, like my old classics teacher would have worn. And he came back with it, and it had like applique sequins all over the front. I mean, it was so not me. And yeah, it was a fetish. And he went, "Look what I bought for 40 quid." And I cried and cried and cried. It took me a month to save.
Utter bastard.
It took me a month to save up that money, and he's just blown it on that. And I don't think I ever did wear that skirt.
Got you a corset though, Diane. That was good.
Yeah, because I love wearing corsets. Have you noticed, guys? I'm always wearing a corset on my videos.
Then
I might need a corset, but I don't think they're very comfortable.
Okay. Where are we? Italy. Love Italy. Been there loads of times.
Someone wanted to throw tomatoes at the Harkles.
Oh, right.
What do you guys think of the statue of Princess Diana at Kensington Palace? William wasn't happy about the final result, but Harry wanted his way and got it. I'm not impressed. Neither am I. She looks like a dude. There, I've said it. She looks like a gorilla. It bears no resemblance to the late princess whatsoever.
I'm a huge fan of Princess Diana, and I don't think the statue does her any justice. I'll leave it at that.
And as a bulimia sufferer, she'd be horrified herself, I'm certain, to be made to look that butch. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe Harry's got some funny ideas. It does make me wonder.
I don't know.
Wally is a TY from Wales.
How is Wally? We spoke to Wally recently.
I haven't. No, she sent me quite a few messages when her channel went down, and she just wants a break and some time out. She's basically been persecuted, absolutely persecuted.
For just pointing out that pregnant bump was swinging between her legs at Birkenhead. I don't think that looks real to me. I mean, there's
something I wanted to say about that, because
crime of the century, is it? You know,
someone else noticed the same thing as me.
What?
The picture I got of the Birkenhead the other day, where it's round her knees. There was never a little bump in the original ones, but now someone pointed out there's a little purple bump in Photoshopped. And they're right. I don't remember that. I remember it being totally flat with a bump on the knee. And now there's a bump up here to make it look more like it's the wind blowing. Well, I don't know, I'm sure.
Well, it's so bizarre.
Said before, I think.
It's so bizarre that I am not convinced that they've got children. I would have to see hard proof that they have got children and identify the children. This is the child. This is the child. I want to see doctors. You shouldn't have to put these things in doubt, should you? This should be normal. That people just say,
as I've said before, the very fact that
there's just too much doubt. There's too much doubt. It's all questions. So you think, I don't believe it. I don't believe it unless they can prove it. Prove it to me, and I won't believe it. Shouldn't have to do that.
People have these questions. That's the worrying part. Although I have to say, I did see conspiracy theories the same about Catherine, but she never made a big deal about it, and they just went away. Away. So
all the doctors' certificates were signed. There was people, witnesses.
Yeah, on Catherine's, all hers.
People and witnesses who said, "Yeah, we were there, we saw it," and you just got to take that word. You think, fair enough, that's good enough for me. I mean, how far do you go?
Yeah.
Do you want to be there yourself in the room? No, we don't. But I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That's fair enough.
Certainly not.
No. But I mean, when there's so many lies and twists and just my pregnant bump swinging between my knees.
Or the secrecy. It's the secrecy, isn't it? It breeds conspiracy. I'm going to get a top up on my drink.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I have to go in opposite directions.
Why? Where's your drink?
Because I've got it all set up here.
Oh, stashed, you mean? Stashed away from me.
Stashed.
It's a bit acidic, the wine. I've been leaving off the wine.
They were asking how are you?
I'm all right now.
I've got the impression that some people think you feel ill all the time, which is
no, I don't feel ill all the time. I've had 4 cycles of chemotherapy, and the first 2 were not actually that bad, but the second two were pretty grim. I mean, let's just leave it at that. I don't want to go into
I think
details.
they were all the same from what I witnessed.
Oh,
It's just that the first two are so distant memory for you. It's a bit like giving birth. I asked my friend before,
Southeast Georgia,
my first
USA.
daughter, my first one, and she just said to me, "It's a pain you forget. Don't ask any further." And I mean, trust me, in a few years, you'll probably, it's so distant in your mind, you'll go, "That's all right." Do you know what I mean? Because the more distance there is between you and discomfort,
it's not all right. It's horrible, and I know there's people out there who experienced it and done it and been there, and it's not all right.
There are little kids out there experiencing it, and some people have a lot of cycles and radiation. And
can we stop talking about it, please?
Well, people were asking.
Yeah, I'd rather push it to the back of my mind and move on. Thank you. Trevor Colt. Made it, been packing. Right, well, I mentioned...
he's returning from Spain.
Oh. Have you made it back from Spain? Are you still in Spain, Trevor, or you just made it back, home? I'm not sure. Anyway, I spoke to Trevor earlier. I sent him a message, so I've invited him. So anyway, Trevor, if you want to come on, could you post the link, please? And then we'll see if we might not have any sound, Trevor. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see. We'll see. We won't know until...
I'll have to post it there.
Because we've been having some sound difficulties, and I'll have to open two boxes to get the chat, because the chat's not on StreamYard, so it might not work even if you come on. So
yeah.
Well, Trevor's been in Spain for a week. He's been up in Barcelona somewhere, having a good time on the beach. So not really heard much from him. He's obviously been enjoying himself.
Oh, hello, Ralph Owens. I couldn't resist saying hello. Ralph's quite friendly, but a little on the grumpy side. He likes a little argument.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's his mate.
Everyone.
Could be a lady, actually, for all I know. Could be anybody.
Gender these days, it means nothing.
But I'm glad to see people from the opposing side joining in. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hello, Elk. How are you doing? Thank you. I work very hard on this boat. Yes. It's nice to sit here and relax. The statue is horrible. The thing is, Ralph, it might be that both boys signed off on it. Well, they must have done, of course, because otherwise they wouldn't have had the unveiling. But perhaps William just got to the stage where he just thought he's in exasperation. She's a very difficult woman to capture as it is, because she was so famous and we were all so used to seeing her. And she looked quite different at different angles, depending on...
You actually met her, didn't you?
No, I never met her.
I thought you were there at the Pelham House.
I was in Pelham House car park. I didn't meet her, though. My mum did.
Oh, you didn't shake hands, but you saw her, didn't you?
Yeah,
you saw her in real life. I mean,
yeah, I did. My mum met her, and she went and sat.
That's as good as it gets for meeting a royal, isn't it, really?
There's quite a few people on here who have met her, and one lady said today her daughter presented Diana with a bouquet of flowers, and she met her.
Okay. You said she was really, really tall and skinny.
Yes, very.
I never met her.
Hello, Chrissy. Yes, I'm glad you made it to the live too. Quit calling them boys. Well, to me they are.
The boys.
To me they are. Especially
Harry. One's a billionaire and the other one's like an idiot. Well, if he's not a billionaire, he'll be a billionaire soon. I think the Duchy of Cornwall is worth, last time I looked, about £20 million a year. What's that? That's got to be $1 million a month. So it won't take you long to become a billionaire at that rate, will it? I mean, these people is just so rich. It's unbelievable. And Harry thinks he's one of them, and he's not. He's not. He's sort of.
I never noticed
Very
that she had
down.
one eye slightly larger than the other. I do remember her nose.
think
She had
everybody's
quite a
got-
lovely long nose. And I remember someone commenting saying if she was an unknown and had gone for a modelling job, because of what they're told they wanted models to look like, she wouldn't have passed. But she was the best model in the whole world
I don't know.
because she was just herself. And I always loved when she put her head down and she had quite a long, elegant nose.
She's gorgeous. I love Diana.
Yes. Who didn't?
I really did. I mean,
Wanda met Princess Diana, and Prince Charles were first married, and she was down to earth and had a gorgeous smile. Yeah. Who travels to New York 10 months pregnant? 10 months pregnant, you naughty. But it was that in the morning or the afternoon. Hello, Linda Bergen. Yes, Wally. As I say, Wally's gone into her shell again now. She did send me a message to say I'm going into my shell just for a bit. But she's a tough lady. And what I'm hoping is that there'll be some announce of divorce and stuff, and that's where it will begin to unravel. And then a lot of the nightmare, the sort of reign of terror that a lot of us have had to suffer and live under, will come to an end. That's what I'm hoping, because a certain person will have bigger problems and other things to worry about. At the moment, I think they're just sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring, and it's not ringing.
Her problem, she didn't realise as soon as she got married, that was it. She'd made it in life, big time.
Into that particular family, yes.
There was no need to do anything else or say anything else. That was it. She'd made it, and then she just wouldn't let it lie.
I think
she had to mess it all up.
I think she's trying to worm her way back in, and some people have said that perhaps her and Harry will pretend they're splitting up so that the royals will invite him back in, and then he can go, oh, I'm back with Meghan, and bring her in. And there's always a chance that is the case. I'm sure the royal family are aware of that danger. I would imagine if the royal fold accepted him back in, he'd be boxed off in a place in the country, and they'd say you can come to family events.
All he wants is to get pissed and go out with his mates and just have a laugh.
I think he wants to be worshipped and adored a little bit as well. I think he's misunderstood his mother's.
It's a weird world that they're growing up in, isn't it? I mean, they get shitloads of money to be in the spotlight, and they never asked for it to begin with. Well, that's just how it is, isn't it? They are in the spotlight.
Oh, come on. The Windsors have got to be one of the most private families. That's why none of us know what's really going on, and they keep us guessing. They're behind palace walls and castles with armed guards. People don't really know. They've got a ton of privacy. If Meghan ever wanted privacy and security, well, she had it. Why leave the royal family? Because they were thrown out. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. They were thrown out.
I have to concur with that one. I do.
Flicked, pure and simple. Is someone in the Falkland Islands?
Huh?
I just saw someone mention Falkland Islands. Yes, Kim, I think they were thrown out. I mean, they've never said why they left, have they? They've done
I'm not saying why we left, but I want an apology.
Yeah. They've done a whole Netflix thing. They've done the Oprah thing. He's written a book. And none of the times have they said, we left because of this specific reason. But yeah, they want an apology. They were booted.
Booed and booted. Ooh. I don't reckon she'll ever come back on British soil, ever. I reckon Willie's waiting for her with a straitjacket and a load of men.
And a custody order.
Get her some therapy. Help her. Give her the help that she needs, and she's thinking, no chance. Ooh.
I think Samantha Hadwin says, I think they're trying to wiggle in. Yes. Yes. He's asked if he can rent an apartment or something, allegedly, at Kensington Palace. I mean,
the man's a multi-millionaire. He can do what he wants, can't he?
He can't get a place in Kensington Palace.
Maybe not. But he can rent elsewhere. I mean, when you've got that much money that you can jump on a jet.
Yeah, but you know why he wants it there? Because it's under armed guard.
Yeah.
I remember when he said, they both said they couldn't possibly come over to something. I can't remember if it was the Jubilee or what it was. They were kicking off saying they weren't going to go. And then I think Neil Sean said, well, Charles has explained that they'd be under the wing of his security anyway when they get there.
Yeah.
And it's obviously Harry's only just worked that out. Oh, well, you get free security if you live in the Crown properties. Oh, I didn't know that. Property. I mean, he just hasn't thought it through, has he?
I don't think he thinks anything through.
No, and he's enabled an awful lot of naughtiness and badness.
Yeah.
That can't just be swept under the carpet like it normally would be. Ralph Owens, right. Tasty comments, no doubt. I've lost you now, Ralph. There you are. Do you think Lady C received a cease and desist letter, mates, about saying Meghan was never a yacht girl? Right. Firstly, what was that?
It made a noise.
Firstly, I haven't seen that video, but I've heard about it, Ralph. Secondly, because I haven't seen it, I've no idea. But I don't ever recall Lady C ever saying, oh no, it was the yacht girl thing, was it? No, I don't think I've heard her talk about that, so it must have been in that video. So I don't know.
Has she done any stunning U-turns recently and backed off?
I don't think so. I did see a video where she was saying that if she has information to give, she's going to give it, and she's very careful with legal language and how she goes about releasing information. So maybe that's what Ralph's referring to. The yacht girl thing has never really been something that's interested me any more than the surrogacy rumours, Ralph. It's always been more people who work in PR for Meghan. Does she listen to them and they're just terrible at their jobs? Or does she just not listen, so it wouldn't matter who she gets? That's what really interests me, because public relations is communicating with the public. And she just doesn't seem to have that down to a fine art, does she? You've got to admit, even Meghan fans, you've got to admit, things have gone
Rhea
south.
says Lady C hasn't mentioned Meghan being a yacht girl.
But I didn't think,
to my knowledge.
I didn't think she had. She might have done in a recent video, but I've seen most of them, and it's not something I've ever noticed her be particularly
Susan White
interested
says
in.
yes, she backed off, said MM was just an adventurous looking for a rich husband.
Right.
Lots of...
But I suppose Lady C probably doesn't move in those circles, so it's not really somewhere. Oh yes, I was talking to a pimp the other day. I can't imagine Lady C really hanging out. Oh, Ralph's getting angry with Rhea. Well, I'm not aware of it, Ralph. I'm not aware of it. I know she's spoken about an awful lot of other things, but the yacht girl thing, not so much. Bookworm did a very interesting video. The video was at the time of the Birkenhead episode. The handler was in the garden at Windsor, off her head. There was it's disappearing. There was threats to have her sectioned. Right, I know what you're talking about. I remember, and I asked Wally about this a couple of months ago. Wally did a video because she got an email from somebody who said that they had seen Meghan in a nightie or something in Windsor Park, and that a Black Mariah kind of thing had pulled up,
saying about that, yeah.
And security, and they put her in the back of a Range Rover or something like that, and it was in the middle of the night, and I think they said she was smoking, and I didn't know Meghan was a smoker, but and then she was carted off or something like that. But I was asking Wally about it, and she said, no, you've got that wrong. It wasn't quite like that, and the details were slightly different. But it was an anonymous email that she got, so she was never quite sure. Right. Why does MM want to be famous? She can't act, she can't sing. Does she want to be a reality star? It's like a song now, isn't it? Who sang the song? I can't dance, I can't sing.
It's an ABBA.
No. Phil Collins? I think it might be.
Can't remember, darling.
Karen Gilligan. I am a Lady C member. She spoke on the topic of the yacht girl. Oh, maybe on a members thing, because I'm not a member.
Genesis.
No, Phil Collins
Laura
went on
Hart
to.
says Genesis.
Lady C has always said that Andrew was on a friend's yacht and has confirmed the girl in the photo was not Meghan. I agree. I've seen that photo and I don't think it's Meghan. I've heard her say this twice and has not deviated from the story. Yeah, but I don't think that's the part that Ralph was actually referring to. Right. I mean, I don't know if she was or not. I've often thought, maybe I could have done. I didn't know there was such a profession. Well, I knew there was the profession, but I didn't know you could go on a yacht and do it. I'd have done that when I was younger.
Did you?
Fancy yachts, sod it. Why not?
Get to meet a millionaire.
Maybe.
I reckon Monaco's full of prostitutes, isn't it?
So they
Wanting
say.
to meet a millionaire.
Well, it depends on your definition of prostitute. I mean, some people marry for love, some marry for money.
Yeah.
Aunt Sally, Lady C has really laid into people who questioned her comments on MM. Yes, that's the video I saw. That's the one I saw after the event, but I didn't really know the video. Are you tired?
Yeah.
You off to bed?
Not yet.
Good.
I'm going over that champagne later.
Oh yes, someone left us. Someone bought us a bottle of champagne in the house in June, wasn't it? And we don't really drink champagne.
It's been chilling in the fridge. Cava Brut. It's only like
Spanish, yes.
£3 a bottle.
Lynn Rich, Lady C doesn't know everything. No, but I don't think she purports to know everything. But she talks about the things she does know. I don't trust my gob, TC. Oh, Rhea's having a fight with Ralph. Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't let Ralph wind you up, Rhea. And Ralph, stop it. Stop it. Don't be naughty. It was reported on Twitter about the letter. Which letter? What letter was that? And anything that's reported on Twitter has got to be taken as a dose of salt. It's called X now, anyway. You have to get used to that.
Is it?
Yes, Ruth Ann. Lady C has to walk a fine line, of course, because she shows her real face, her real identity. She owns the castle. She has assets. She has. She could risk it all. She's not going to do that.
It's highly unlikely.
Yeah,
and
she's
actually got some quite good informers as well.
Yes. It just depends.
So,
and also, she's pumping out a video. What is it? Every other day.
Yeah.
A considerable long length, and I know people are asking her questions, but for her not to find it quite tiring and exhausting, she's been doing this now for about 2 or 3 years.
Oh.
And she never lets anyone down. She's never
from
like
COVID every day since COVID.
Oh, I know. I remember
the guy who got trapped in a house.
Prince Leo. Oh, I loved him. And do you remember when the thing blew up in the kitchen?
It was like this, wasn't it?
It was so funny. There was a big explosion, and they both went, "What the hell was that?" And there was just a video of them running off, and then they came back and they couldn't stop laughing.
The still exploded.
I reckon they were making it. I reckon they were making a still. I reckon.
Who knows?
Hilarious.
Making wine. I made some delicious ginger wine during COVID lockdown. My wife doesn't appreciate it though.
It was awful. If Lady C were to spill all she knows, she would break confidences and never be able to get inside info again. Precisely. And then there is the legal aspect. Yes, exactly. I mean, she doesn't want to drop people in it, so she's got to be very, very careful. Magic City Girl, she was implying that MM was not a professional, but that didn't mean she didn't engage. Oh, you cheeky. I don't want to get into all that. What Meghan didn't do.
Where's Trevor?
I think Meghan was a yacht girl. Are you feeling outnumbered by the girls?
No. Well, could do with some guys to balance it up a bit. Not that gender matters.
We've got Ralph there. Chat to Ralph.
Hi, Ralph.
Ralph Owens. I've become very fond of Ralph.
I believe you.
It's one of my finest critics. No, I don't think Lady C does bow to anybody. Any news on Wally? Terry Kavanagh? No. I was saying she did send me a message about a week ago, saying she just wants some time and space away from everything and everybody. So she's tough. She is very tough, and she will come back with a bang. She will.
Did you see Trevor on the news today?
He was on in the background.
Afghanistan
I was
and that,
busy doing a bit of sewing. I've been
I'll
sewing
shut up.
again
I'll
today.
shut up.
No, go on.
No, it was very interesting. And gets on on
We'll tell
the
them all
news and
about
that.
it.
Well, no, you carry on. It's fine. I was just trying to put a bit more info in there, you know.
Okay.
I think he's gone. I don't think he's here.
Well,
haven't seen him
people
for a
are
while.
asking, Ralph is everybody's critic. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Samantha, he is. This is what you have to do. You have to read the comments.
I'm watching 2 screens at once. So.
Croatia. But she did not work as a yacht girl. There was someone who emailed me with quite an intricate story on more than one occasion. It's someone I know quite well through this YouTube channel, not a YouTuber. And they have a friend they went to college with, and they told me this story several times. And I know the name of the actual person, and I know the name of their college friend. And it's quite an intricate story, and it does involve Andrew and Megan. But I've never repeated it because I'm not entirely sure of legalities, but I do kind of believe this person because they've been so consistent with the same story over and over and over again. And if true, these things do come out eventually in time. They do. Newspapers, but it's not just legalities with newspapers. They tend to pick their moment, if you know what I mean. They want to, there are certain times of the year they have slow news or they want to build a story. I mean, there's an awful lot more they could print about, isn't there, that we all know about? I mean, for a start, why was Christopher Boozy on their Netflix docuseries, for goodness sake? Why are the newspapers not making a huge deal out of that? Why are they not digging into Christopher Boozy like crazy? We know an awful lot. He has certain family members that, well, I'm not going to go there because I know Wally was criticised for it, but I dare say the Daily Mail and other newspapers like it are quite capable of finding out exactly the same information. Why did Meghan decide to associate and align herself with someone like Christopher Boozy? That's a big story. Why don't the newspapers print it? Or are they going to and they're just not yet?
Well, they're obviously aware of it, aren't they? But maybe they don't know how to play it.
Right.
What do you want?
Yes,
she wants cat treats. When we give her cat treats, she'll throw up on Fiona's new cushions.
No, she's hanging her head in shame. She puked this morning, but thank God she missed the fluffy rug. I really appreciate that, cat. Not on the new white fluffy rugs, please, and not on my kitchen cushions. At least not for a week. I beg of you. I beg of you. And you can have a treat later when this is over.
I am starting to look pale, apparently. Josie says.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm like a throbbing lobster at the moment.
Compared to her, I've been keeping out the sun.
You're sitting under the cold spotlight.
The cold light.
That's why. I bet if I turn the lights off,
there you go.
You'll go dark, and then you'll be accused of blacking up like I was last summer.
Were you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
No,
you had dirty feet. That's why.
You look even whiter.
You had dirty feet.
Oh God, yes. Never live any of it down. I have no idea what.
And walking around the floor in naked feet.
Naked feet. Right. So are you okay to read the comments for a moment? I'm just going to step out for a breath of air, just momentarily. Did you want some more ice in your water?
No, I'm good. That's Guinness.
All right, are you? And then I'll get the champagne down. I'll be back in a minute.
Patty from Cali, careful, Graham. I am careful. The cat had me last night. I'm very careful. Graham's pale because he's staying out the sun. That's right. I've been told to keep out the sun. There's only so much sun you can keep out of. But I've been making a concerted effort not to sunbathe and stuff like that, you know, because normally I'm out on the dolphin boat every day, and so I'm just black until you take your shirt off and then you're all white again. But, you know, I've been deliberately keeping out the sun because there's chemo you can burn, apparently, very easily. What's the cat's name? My cat's called Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boo. Do you remember Boo Boo? Boo Boo from Yogi Bear. Who remembers Yogi Bear? Boo Boo. Yeah. It's just a cool cat's name. My dad always called our cats Boo Boo. We always had tomcats, though, and we've always had female cats. But I guess Boo Boo, you can get away with Boo Boo as being like a genderless name. So all the cats are called Boo Boo. Yeah, need some fake tan. I don't want to be fake though. I don't want to be a fake person. Hey, look at me, I'm fake. Graham, I saw a Blackbird Aircraft Museum. Oh no, it's going too fast. I've got to wind that back. Blackbird Aircraft Museum. It was on my wavelength. Saw a Blackbird at an aircraft museum. Very impressive. Have you ever seen one? I'm guessing that would be Duxford, the Imperial War Museum at Duxford, maybe. I don't think I've ever seen a Blackbird. SR-71, double supersonic spy plane, American. Yeah, I do know which aircraft of which you speak, but no, I don't think I've ever. I have tried to fly one in VR, in Flight Simulator, but it didn't end well. I think I managed to get it down, but I think the least said about it, the better. Yes. I do love Flight Simulator. It's really quite good. Steady on, I remember. Top Cat. Yeah. No, that's Top. Yeah. I remember Top Cat as well, but I think.
Are you cyberbullying us?
No, I think Boo Boo. Boo Boo wasn't. It was Yogi Bear. It wasn't Top Cat.
But they were
Top Cat was really good.
I didn't like Top Cat.
He lived in a bin, didn't he, in a back alley with a television aerial, and yeah.
I didn't like him.
Cartoon series.
And I was particularly suspicious of Benny. I didn't like Benny at all.
I think Benny was a wrong one, yeah.
Definitely.
Yogi Bear.
Benny was a grass.
The pest of Jellystone. Officer Dibble.
I didn't like him. I just didn't like the show. I didn't like the show. I'd only watch it if there was nothing else on.
Well, it was full of sleazy characters. Alley cats, wasn't it? Not,
but none of them resembled a cat.
Not proper cats. Not posh cats. They're all alley cats.
I like the Aristocats. That was a big favourite of mine when I was a kid.
Fiona, did you Scotch guard your fabric? I do it all the time.
No, I haven't. I'll have to get some.
So then stay out in the sun because I would.
Do you know what happened? Before I even made the cushion covers, I did a roast chicken dinner. Graham and I were roasting a chicken, all right. Stop it with your smutty minds. And I had the cushion kind of I'd folded it round just to see what the fabric would look like.
Okay.
And I was wearing this dress. And I had a potato on a fork. I swear to God.
Oh, yeah, you were sat there, yeah.
It was like someone invisible grabbed it, ripped it off my fork and threw it at me. And I had a great big gravy splodge. And then it bounced all over the new curtain that I'd got to cover the thing. And then went under the table.
It on, had you, at that point?
It was unbelievable. It's not the first time I've had that.
I've seen it happen. It went...
Food thrown at me by an invisible entity. I don't know if it was Sandra, and she went, I don't like those cushion covers.
Didn't like your dress, darling.
Yes, maybe. I actually have to sponge it down tonight before going live. I put it on. I thought, oh my God.
Difficulty out spooking you this evening.
Out spooking you. Yeah, so that was weird. So I had to take the cushions to the curtains to the house and put them both through the washing machine before I'd even fitted them. Good grief.
We had flying boats at the museum in Pembroke Dock. Flying boats were quite cool, actually. They were a really good idea in theory, but unfortunately in practice they
no, I haven't bought.
Tended to sink quite a lot and hit debris in the water, and puncture and leak and sink.
No, I haven't got a new kettle. I haven't.
Not yet.
But I will. I've needed.
But Teresa,
no.
Noted. Thank you very much, Teresa.
I mean, the problem is the 3 windows at the front leak when it rains in the winter, and they did my toaster in and they did my microwave in as well. But I'll get all of that. It's all extremely cheap on Amazon down here. Get everything.
Amazon's brilliant
because it saves me collecting it. Oh, I'm getting a couple of poofs. Did I tell everyone about my poofs the other night?
No. You might have done.
Moroccan poofs. They're
she's got a couple of poofs arriving from Morocco.
Yep, from Marrakesh. And I've never owned anything that's like authentically from Morocco, and we live so close to it.
I had some shoes once, some sandals, off the Moroccan guy in Jib.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I might have had a bum bag or two off him, but I've never had anything from, this girl, she's on Etsy, and I can't wait to see them. They're handmade. She made them really quite quickly, within 2 or 3 days. They were it was cheaper for me to buy them from her on Etsy than Amazon, because they're super expensive on Amazon. They're 45 euros each.
Yeah.
So 90 euros for the two. And I've always wanted a Moroccan poof. I love them.
It's a footrest, isn't it?
Or a seat, or you can use it as a coffee table, and they're going to be just great on the boat.
Well, if they're any good, put it on YouTube.
I will. I'm going to
put a link to her on.
I will pump this girl because she's so sweet. She replied. English obviously isn't her first language. I presume French is, but she replies like that every time, and it's her and her family who do it. I think it's marvelous. I saw a lovely adaptation of Aladdin. Because we get Moroccan telly here, we pick it up.
Yeah.
And I watched this. It was 3 hours long, and because it was made in Morocco, it was so real. So I just really got into it. It didn't matter. I don't think it was in French. I think it was in Arabic or something. But it was magical, and of course I know the story, so it wasn't a problem.
There's so much Moroccan architecture going back hundreds of years here in the south of Spain. And we had a mate called Abdu.
That's right.
Abdu.
Yeah.
Not Abdu,
Very.
Not the other one.
Abdu.
No, the other one. The one who took all the fridges back to Ahmed.
Oh, Ahmed. Yeah.
And he went round all because people just dump fridges and freezers when they break. And he had a Luton van. He was switched on businessman type Moroccan. And he thought, right, and he just loaded all these scrap fridges and freezers until the van was full. And then he took them back to Morocco because he knew him and his mates would refurbish them and resell them as second-hand. Anyway, the Moroccan authorities ripped him apart, threw him in jail when he got
customs.
Wouldn't let him bring anything into the country.
Are very, very strict to enter Morocco. But yes, he said, even for a second-hand dodgy fridge in Morocco, he said you can get massive money for it. Massive. And they're big into horses. Sometimes I watch the Moroccan channels where they've got show jumping, and it's a monarchy. They have a king there, and there's loads of lovely stuff there. We'll have to go one day. I mean, what easiest thing is to go with the groups because they pay the immigration, they bribe them, because otherwise you've got to fill in a phone book of forms. Immigration, they won't just let Europeans in. It's not that simple. People think it's a one-way street and they're trying to get here. It's very much the other way around. It's very difficult.
This is what's brilliant about the EU. You just go places. And
the Schengen.
Go here, go there, go where you want, and come back. Fine. But it was never like that before. It was all problems everywhere you went. You had to change money. You had to apply for a visa. You had to have your visa stamped to learn how to work. Nightmares. And all that went away when we joined the EU. Not going to get political. Shut up, Graham. Right, let's move on. California.
Elton John in hospital.
Oh, no.
Is he?
What's up with him? What's the matter with Elton?
Let's have a look.
Do you think William and Catherine would visit where you live, Fiona and Graham? When did the royals last visit?
Oh, all the time.
Did the Queen and Prince Philip live where you?
And I'm not being facetious.
The Queen came to Gibraltar in 1955, I think, or thereabouts. Maybe give or take a year or two. And she's never been back since. Obviously, she's missed her chance now because the Spanish government objected most strongly to the monarch visiting Gibraltar, and no monarch's ever been back since. We occasionally get Prince Edward and
the
Sophie.
Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh.
He's the Duke of Edinburgh now, and he came over for the Jubilees in 12, and the last one.
The Gibraltarians absolutely adore Sophie.
They make such a big fuss. Prince Charles and Princess Diana, when they got married.
Britannia stopped here.
Britannia was here waiting for them to take them on their honeymoon. Okay, so they flew from RAF Northolt in London. They landed at Gibraltar. They got in the back of a Triumph Stag. You can see the photos on the internet. And they literally just drove from the airport to the port, got on the ship, and they did one. I mean, honestly, considering the people of Gibraltar are so patriotic, it's such a shame.
It is, but
it really is. The royals won't come here because they just don't want criticism. I mean, even last time Prince Edward came here, there was a kerfuffle.
Yeah,
he took off from Heathrow and he had to turn around over France and go back to Heathrow and land while they sorted it all out diplomatically. Yeah. Oh, the prince is on the plane. He's going to fly British Airways over Spain. Oh, is he? Right, and we buy these aeroplanes from Spain. For the Royal Air Force, they're called the Airbus A400M, right, which are built in Spain, and we buy them and they use them in the Air Force. We're not allowed to fly them over Spain, okay, and land them at Gibraltar. We've got to go round Spain because of political childishness, and it's shameful. It's shameful when you just want to grab these people and bang their heads together and say, "Get on! Stop it!" You really do, and you can't, obviously, because that's
jumping back from the screen.
You can't do that. But you would in the old days. You just squabbling children. You just bang their heads together and say, "Stop it! You have to share, or neither of you are having anything." That's the way it worked. Sorry, do apologise. Not Prince Andrew. It was Edward. It was Edward. It was definitely Edward.
I think they're having a dig at the fact that I called him Andrew
Prince
by
Andrew.
mistake.
Yeah. It was definitely Prince Edward and Sophie. 100%. I met him. I actually said hello to him and chatted with him briefly, even though he doesn't shake anybody's hand. Apparently, that's his thing. He doesn't shake anybody's hand ever. It's just him. So just get used to it. But yeah, I did chat to him. He's the only member of our family I've ever spoken to.
But the original question was, do William or Harry ever come down here? Yes.
No, they go to Spain. They're all mates with the King of Spain, and they go to Sosa Grande and they play
come here.
polo.
We are in Spain, not Gibraltar.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
And they go to Spain loads. I mean, they don't have.
They go to the same.
They only have a problem with them going to Gibraltar.
They go to the polo club at Estepona, and Graham and his Ben and all their mates used to go to the paintball centre, which is it's the same place basically.
Yeah, next door.
That was all I was going to explain. I didn't expect you to go into a big long political thing about the Queen and Gibraltar.
Well, they're just not allowed to come here. I mean,
but here is not Gibraltar. Here is Spain. We are in Spain.
How many kings who have actually been king at the time have come to Gibraltar? Not many. Edward VII came to Gibraltar when he was the Prince of Wales and unveiled a plaque.
Dear. I need to clean
so there's a plaque up there to prove he was there, but he wasn't the king at the time when he came. And for some reason, it's a big no-no for the monarch to come to Gibraltar. Because it causes all kinds of upset. Okay.
No, Cat. No.
And you think, well, it's my country. I'm the king. I can go where I want, surely, And no, apparently not. Apparently, it's a big deal. Right. Still want to talk about Top Cat. Oh. Oh. Did you scroll the thing down? Oh, there you go. It's better. I don't know why that's failed on the StreamYard. It's just ridiculous.
Well, we've moved on.
Well, Gibraltar belongs to the UK. They need to get over it. Well, yes, I agree.
Well, yeah, they lost a war.
Did you know that the island of Menorca, which is a Spanish island in the Balearics?
Yep.
Used to belong to the British. It's true. It's absolutely true. And about the time that the British took Gibraltar, the French and the Spanish took Menorca. And the admiral that was in charge of keeping Menorca British was actually court-martialed and shot for losing Menorca. That's absolutely true. Google it. Look on Wikipedia. It's true. And he stood up and he said, "There's no British serviceman would ever shoot me." Ha! So there they went, aim, fire. And that was the end of him. Apparently he was wrong. But yes, I mean, land changes hands. I mean, look at all the land that's changed hands over the centuries. And as we all know, certain states on the east coast of the United States belong to the British, the colonies, and they lost them in a war. And that is the end of that. There's no point in breaking up old bones, is there? It's just finished. It's gone. It's over. Get over it. You have to get over it, but they won't. The Spanish are so stubborn. All right, they did fight over it for 600 years when the Moors had it, and they finally got it back. And then they gave money to the guy who was put in charge to beef up the security, make sure nobody ever takes it ever again. And he went, okay, and he got pissed and spent all the money on wine, women, and amateur dramatics. And before you know what happened, the British and the Dutch rocked up, and Spain lost it again. So, yes, they've got good cause to be pissed about it. They really have. But hey, it's done. It's over. It's spilt milk, isn't it? It's gone. Just get over it. Because any future for Gibraltar is a referendum for the people of Gibraltar. And if you can persuade the people of Gibraltar that it would be really cool to be Spanish and give them incentives, then that'd be a whole different argument. Until that day happens, because it's just never going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. Right. Moving on. Yeah, it's political. It's political problems. Right. Argentina or the Falklands? Well, Argentina. You say yes. To be fair, again, the Argentinians did land and colonize small bits of the Falkland Islands, and they did live there and prosper. And the British rocked up, and they landed there and prospered in a completely different bit, Pebble Island or somewhere over that way. And because don't forget, the Falkland Islands start off with, they're divided into two halves, and then the eastern half is divided into two halves. And the whole Falklands War all happened in the northeastern bit. Okay, so the whole western bit wasn't even affected, apart from Pebble Island, where there was an air base. But going back centuries, the Argentinians were there, and they did get pushed out, but they only had a tiny little village in a cove, and didn't really fight for it very much, and they got thrown out. But there's nothing there in the Falkland Islands. There's just lots of sheep, and some say there's oil. Now that might make a big difference, of course, but I don't think anyone's ever really exploited any mineral oils that are there. I think the main reason the British hang on to the Falkland Islands is because it gives them a mineral rights claim to Antarctica, which is far more important than the Falkland Islands. I think if they had no claim whatsoever to the Antarctica, they'd probably give up on the Falkland Islands, because there'd be nothing in it for them. The oil is a maybe, a perhaps. I don't know. I haven't got a report on the oil situation with the Falklands, but that is definitely a plus. And as far as the Argentinians are concerned, what on earth would they want it for? They've already got a claim on the on Antarctica. What?
Nothing. I'm joining in the comments.
I'm just rambling, aren't I? But yeah, I mean, it's like Spain. It's like Spain. We get a party, a government party that's foundering in politics. They will always bring up. It's like the National Front, isn't it? In the UK, they always bring up racism, aren't they? When they're struggling for some subject to rev everybody up over. Right. Elton's back home. Oh, Elton's back home. What was wrong with him? What happened to
Yeah,
Elton?
he fell.
He fell.
He's in his
Did he
home in France.
Did he
and
graze
had
his knee?
Yeah, I think I've got a bit of pollen in my eye. Where do I get that? Where it's right in the corner. Oh my God. Yeah, apparently he had a little fall, but he's home now.
Yes, I
We
do
can
look
all breathe again. Elton's fine. Elton's
Chris
fine.
Boozy breath. Yes, I do look at the camera. There's the camera there.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to read over there and look in here at the same time. You know.
No one's ever fallen off the boat, thank God, getting excited over the dolphins. No. We had a guy jump off the boat once, but that was as we were coming
Once we got
port,
back into the harbour, yeah.
And he'd done it for a bet to cause trouble.
Yeah.
I still see him around sometimes. I don't think he's very well, actually.
No.
But totally self-inflicted health problems there, I think.
Avis Smith says, "Hi guys, lucky enough to meet the Queen when she came to Australia for a silver jubilee."
Keep it real.
That's cool.
Carl,
I never met the Queen ever. I saw Princess Anne going the other way in a car on Brighton seafront because there was a big entourage of police motorbikes with blue lights and things, and I went, "Oh, that must be someone important." And as the car went past, I clocked who was in the back, and I thought, "Oh, it's Princess Anne." Did you count that as meeting someone? I don't think so.
Keep it real. Yes, I noticed that Carl kept saying that to Samantha that she wasn't invited to the wedding because she'd written her book, which is nonsense because she hadn't written her book. She didn't publish her book, I don't think, until 2019, wasn't it, guys? Can you guys remember? And I remember it was it was definitely before Wally's first channel went down, because I remember Wally talking about it, saying, she hoped that Samantha had put stuff in that we'd all be interested in and not a lot of other stuff. I agree. Perhaps he was trying to get a rise, or perhaps he was retaliating during that live to say, but it was a nonsensical thing to say because she hadn't written the book, let alone published it at the point that Harry and Meghan got engaged. So yes, you're absolutely right. And that would be one of the things I would ask him about. I would pin him down. I would ask him a lot. I really would. I wouldn't like argue or shout or interrupt, but I would be persistent and make it clear.
Fletcher Fleming says, "Graham, how many people have dropped their phones overboard on dolphin boats?" Loads. I've absolutely seen people devastated. They've spent the whole week on holiday and they've obviously had everything on their phone. And they've been there, leaving out, and the phone's gone in, and you're devastated for them. It's really sad, because they've lost the whole holiday on the phone and everything. It's just gone plop, and that's gone. Yes, I have seen that quite a few times, and people are really devastated when that happens. And it's something you have to be aware of. I've seen people in aeroplanes, with the canopy slid back. And they're there filming themselves like this, hey, and they've just held it a little bit too close. The slipstream has gone. They've gone. You can see that look says everything. You don't need to. But yes, it has. It's really unfortunate. I really feel sorry for people when that happens. I do. It must be heartbreaking. I was in a jacuzzi once, and I spilled a load of water over the side and it drowned my tablet, and my tablet died. And I was devastated. But if you've been on holiday and you had so much footage and stuff, it's so much more, isn't it? Excuse me, have another Guinness?
Yes, of course. Well, you haven't finished that one.
Well, I'm getting there. Thank you, darling. I hate to push past you or anything,
No, it's easier. I'm here.
Right.
They were talking about Carl in the comments.
Carl Larson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they're all painting him as the bad guy. I don't know who Carl Larson is. All I know is what I've seen on the internet. And he came on. He was Thomas Senior's best mate, wasn't he? I set him up with the photo shoot, and now we're best mates, and they were doing a. I don't know where Carl's coming from. I know people think, oh, he's a bad guy. He's obviously on Meghan's payroll, and he's. I don't know that he is. Honestly, I don't know that he is. I would like to let the guy speak and let him tell his story, and he could say, look, all right, I've never met Meghan Markle. I'm not on her payroll, or maybe he has met her, or maybe I don't know. Let him speak. Let him speak. But like I said, living in Los Angeles, you need an edge. You need an edge. It's an expensive place to live, and you can't just exist. I don't think.
Personally, I don't think that's any excuse to destroy other people's lives.
Well, that's another argument. That's a whole different argument.
Well, it's a fact.
The whole paparazzi issue in the first place. Oh, if you had any decency, you wouldn't take pictures of anybody. Well, you're not going to earn any money, are you? How are you going to pay the rent and feed your family?
I'm talking about destroying people's lives.
In certain places where you live, you've got to be ruthless. You've got to be, in business.
And I also think it's extremely short-sighted. If I had been given the assignment to take photographs of Meghan Markle's father, I would have taken photographs that he would have liked, because then he would have trusted me, and I would have had a good working relationship with him.
Yeah,
I think that is extremely short-sighted for them to have done that to him.
As a mission, when you're going into somewhere, you think, right, that's what you want to do. You want to get a good relationship and get pictures. But what if you can't get pictures and you can't get a good relationship? So you take the pictures first, okay, and then you approach them and say, look, I want to get some good. And then you try and negotiate the best deal you can. And if they say no and you can't, then you go with what you got at first. I mean, it's a ruthless, cutthroat, world, isn't it?
But they were staged photographs.
Thomas
has confirmed. Yes, Thomas has confirmed that.
I didn't know that.
100%.
Okay.
He said this guy came to him and said, I'll make you look good. Pose here. And he posed in front of a computer in an internet cafe looking up the royal family. And he posed reading a book. And he posed being measured for a suit. He willingly went along with all that because they said they were going to make him look good. And they deliberately went out of their way to make him look bad. And I think that's incredibly short-sighted.
Oh, I didn't know any of that. I'd seen some pictures of him,
I mean, it's quite twatty to do that.
Well, what's the motivation? You got to ask
money.
yourself, what's the motivation?
Money. Somebody's asked them to do it.
Who?
I don't know. But they must have. They didn't do it for free, did they? Somebody's asked them to. The suspicion is Meghan, because she wanted a good excuse to ditch her father and not invite him to the wedding, so he wouldn't come out with things.
Who ditches your father and your family at your wedding, for goodness sake?
Somebody who might have told a pack of lies to the British royal family in order to worm their way in and didn't want their family blowing it after a couple of Enos. That's what I think. I think you're a bit naive because you're a straightforward person. I don't think you understand the Machiavellian mind of some people.
Some people are so devious and scheming, aren't they? You don't know where they're coming from or what they've got in mind and where they're going with this.
Understanding
I do tend to think things straightforwardly. You've got a mission objective and there it is, and you think of ways to achieve it.
Yeah, you're a very straightforward person. You would never...
Why you would want to weave around the houses and come up with all alternative... I don't know.
Well, you're not trying to marry a Windsor.
No.
That's a strategic game for some people, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of very devious...
But it's obvious to me she didn't want her family there. Neither side. People. Not the Raglands, not the Markles. She didn't want anybody there because at a wedding, the champagne is free-flowing and they would have been invited to things before the wedding and they might have said something that would have put the kibosh on it, or Harry would have gone, oh, that's not what she told me. It's something not right there. Because he gave a radio interview before they got married saying, I hope my family can be the family she's never had. So what did she say to him to make him think that?
But I think Harry's quite an open book because he just believed what people tell him, wouldn't he?
Yes.
I can't see Harry being a devious, scheming, conniving individual.
He's not intelligent enough. That's why he's just arrogant.
Well, he's got no purpose to be scheming, and conniving. Why? It's just not on the agenda. He's got everything he ever wanted.
Well, unless he's been fed some mistruths or misremembrances by a certain person.
Well, yeah.
And perhaps she felt, I just can't afford the risk of having my family there and blowing my cover until I've got that final wedding band, that Welsh gold wedding band on my finger. By which time it's too late. I can do what I like, which is, it appears to me, she did exactly as she liked. And I think got kicked out.
Yes, it'd be interesting to find out what really happened, wouldn't it?
I'm sure people will find out in about 100 years because they tend to release archives, don't they? After about
once we're all dead and nobody cares, they'll tell everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Meanwhile, British public, keep paying for it. Don't be questioning, you naughty people. Just accept it. There was no one at the reception who would say anything against Rachel, her real first name. No family, no friends of Harry, no suits cast. Makes you wonder. At the reception, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I don't think I'd like meeting Harry. No, I don't think you would, because the accounts I've heard, he can be very, very arrogant with people. Carl claims to be a go-between between the Markles and Meghan.
I heard that, yeah. And Samantha said he wasn't.
Yes, the Markles have come out very, very strong against the idea of that. I mean, what I would like to do is just let Carl talk. But he won't come on a live with me. Of course he won't. The channel's not big enough. It's not important enough. And he probably wouldn't actually
It depends what he wants to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it depends if he's a rogue or not, doesn't it? You know, everyone's saying he's a rogue, but we don't know that for a fact.
I'm sure there's an awful lot more to the story.
Maybe he isn't. I don't know.
I'm sure there's an awful lot more to the story.
Yeah. You have to start off by getting what you want to say out, and if you're saying it in all truth and honesty, other people will pick up on it and it'll grow, won't it? And if you're just coming out with a pack of lies to start off with.
Depends what people have been up to over the last 3 years behind the scenes, because someone else might say, if you put a foot wrong, I'll let everybody know you did this, that, and the other. It's what I've said
Blackmail.
It's what I've said loads of times. If people don't want to be thought a twat, don't do twatty things when you think nobody's looking, because one day they might find out everything that's been going on.
Oh dear.
Are you tired?
I'm getting tired now. How long have we been on for? 1 hour, 41 minutes.
Oh, right, yes.
That's not bad. What are we going to do? Round it up at 2 hours or something?
I think we'll probably wind it up fairly soon.
Okay, so
I would behave myself if I met Harry, not give him a raspberry up yours or anything.
I wouldn't be rude to the guy. No, of course not. Why would I? But I don't have any respect for him. I don't, I definitely wouldn't want to grovel and lick his boots for sure.
Carl kept lying in the face of Sam, telling him no. It was a kind of a bizarre live. That was really bizarre. Oh my God, she scared me then. I thought that was a human face outside the window.
Why is he pressing nose? Go through the door. The door's open, you silly cat.
I don't know why she's meowing. What's wrong with her?
She wants treats and dreamies to throw up on the new cushions.
Would you bow curtsy to either of them?
No, never.
No.
I wouldn't even shake his hand. Honestly, I wouldn't. No interest whatsoever in Prince Harry.
I got waved at by King Charles when he was the Prince of Wales in London. Awesome. What would you ask Meghalaya if you could ask her one question to her face?
But would she give you a truthful answer?
Probably
not.
I'd ask her, why did you feature Christopher Boozy on your Netflix docuseries?
From which you had full editorial control.
Yes.
That's a good question. Christopher who? I've never heard of him. Moving on. Yes. No, honestly, I've got no.
Yes, I think it's Ireland. Yeah, I think he probably is still stuck on Chelsea and Cressida.
Please go and rest. You're not trained. I'm not trained.
I think
plenty of life in the old dog yet,
I think he wanted to marry someone like Catherine. I think he thought Meghan looks like Catherine, so she's bound to be like Catherine. I think he's been in love.
I can see a flaw in that plan.
Harry won't know, not a simpleton like him. I think that's really why he chose. She wasn't his type.
But don't forget, people like him never get to meet real people. They only get to meet people that get introduced from the clique. So they're never going to meet ever the real people, are they? And it's hard enough for most of us in the real world to meet real people. I mean, Fiona's my third wife. I mean, she's actually my fifth long-term girlfriend. And it took me all those years to find her. So if I was Prince Harry living in a gilded cage, I mean, I've got no chance of meeting the woman of my dreams. Not at all. It's never going to happen. I might as well just get pissed and take drugs because nothing else to do, is there?
Oh, Cheryl Cole. Maybe. Yes, I've got to say, the live I saw the other night, I could imagine Meghan just relishing and loving it. That is what I will. From a PR point of view, watching it, I think it played very much to her favour, unfortunately. Even the Dan Wootton interview, I think, played very much to her favour.
I wasn't impressed with the Popcorn Planet interview.
It was very emotional. It was very, very emotional. There was feelings were running very high, and the people here who've said perhaps he was baiting, perhaps there's some truth in that, perhaps the situation was set up. I don't know. I felt it was really heat of the moment, and I could just almost sense Meghan psychically loving it, just loving it.
Well, you don't know where Carl Larson's coming from.
No,
and unless you let him speak, unless you let the man speak, you'll never know.
I mean, he wouldn't get away with any of that with me. I would really allow him to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk as much as he likes. And if he's a genuine person and he's got good intentions, that would come across. And equally, if he's not being honest, that also would come across, because I would allow so much space, pause and silence to allow him to just talk and be himself. I think the cat urgently wants to tell us something. So I think we'll probably...
What is it, Boo?
Oh, someone's on fire and drowning and we have to go and rescue them now. Is that right, Kitty? Well, I think we're going to wrap it up there now. Thank you very, very much, all of you, for joining us this evening. Well, it's evening here, whatever time it is on your part of the planet. And we will have to do this more often. We'll do more lives. Definitely. We will do more lives.
Yes, we will. We will do more. We've moved the Mac down into the...
It's going back upstairs because there's a conflict of interests. My TV is there, and Graham, now this is here, wants to watch all his YouTubers. A lot of them are building houses, renovating...
firing machine guns.
But he has the sound up. He wants to
watch Bergerac.
But you have the sound up dead loud, and we can't have two things
because
on
I'm an old boy who's...
Oh, look, all the comments just appeared.
What?
Isn't that bizarre? Perhaps Jodie fixed it.
Well, someone must have fixed it because it's working now. We just all of a sudden we've got all the comments coming.
That's so strange.
Maybe Trevor wants to come on.
I think we're going to wrap it up now, Graham. I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us this evening for this live, and we will definitely do this again soon.
Maybe we're too far away from the internet router. Maybe we should bring the router down here.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a StreamYard thing.
Good night, everybody, and may your God go with you.